Hi y'all, welcome to the Mighty Bujo. I'm Allison, and today we're going to be filling in all of my little trackers that were neglected at the beginning of the month. And I already know this is going to look really bad because, for one, I did check in stuff as much as possible, but I've been so focused on getting everything set up, I haven't done anything. So we're going to see a lot of blank spaces. Hopefully it won't be too terrible though. And I do have the rest of the month to get back in gear. If you're wondering why I didn't just color those in instead of putting in the check mark, it's all of my bullet journal supplies are upstairs in our game room, and I had my journal downstairs with me at my computer, and I just kept a pencil nearby. Otherwise I would have come up here and spent way too long playing with all of my markers and pencils and whatnot. The other thing I do with my tracker here that I didn't mention in my setup video, if somebody else does one of the things, for example, the litter, I put their initial in the box. And the cool thing is, my son, once I told him that I was doing that, he'll come up to me every now and then. I did the dishes, or I cleaned the cat litter or everything, because he now realizes that I'm keeping track, and brownie points always help. So S is for my husband, D is for Dalton, my son, and L is Lacey, my daughter. And my husband is Sean, so he did the dishes for me. This doesn't mean that dishes were ignored all day. This just means there were none left in the sink overnight. Anyway, sadly enough, that's all I get to color in. But hopefully we'll see lots of orange from here on out. 2 lines a day. I think I'll just do this later off camera. It'll take too much thought and too much time. School. My lesson planner is downstairs, but so I can't color all of that in, but I can do from this week. Like I said, last week is just a big blur to me. And I've got to check with her on her homework hours. She kept track of that for me. Today, we finished her Latin course, so she gets the rest of the week off before we moved on to the next one. And what that is Latin roots. Latin and Greek word roots. We just call it Latin, which is an amazing skill to have. And top of my head, I think that's what we did. Again, my book is downstairs, but this will do for now. Thankfully, she's now at the time where a lot of her work is independent, so I don't have to be sitting there with her. And since I've picked a color, I'm going to write 636 Tombow. And then at the end of the month, I'll erase that. Nothing to add here. I'm wishing now I had left a column blank, because it shows when I went to bed, but it thinks that I'm asleep before I am, and I know there's a lot of nights where it's saying I got sleep and I did not. I'm splitting the number, so this was 8:30 when I got up. So apparently it counts. Today's the 11th, but since it rolled over at midnight, this was actually last night for me. So as you can see, I am not hitting my target. At least I'm not sleeping too late. But yeah, room for improvement. If nothing else, I have a shot in November when the clock goes back. Okay, so there's that. These are going to be really pathetic. I'm not even going to look for my purple. In my setup video, my first video on the channel, I went into detail on this and describing the color coding. Basically, if I hit my goal, it's going to be purple. If I miss my goal, it's going to be green. And I am, yep, just glancing down. These numbers are pathetic. So, but keep in mind, I've been sitting a lot of time at my desk or working on this, researching and recording. So now you'll see why I set my goal at 6,000 steps. Also, I'm convinced that my Fitbit is not recording all of my steps. If anyone else has one and they've noticed that, let me know if it's happening to you too, because I'll watch it. I'll be walking around and doing a lot, and I look down thinking, oh, I must have gotten a lot of steps, and none have been counted. So I don't know if it's mine, if I have a bad one. It's kind of been that way since I first got it, or if that's just a standard thing. So if anyone else has noticed it, and I also noticed I don't get credit for half of the flights of stairs I climb. But I'm just going to stick with what it records. And even if it's not recording it, my body's getting the benefit from it. So I figure if I can get the 10 flights to register on my Fitbit, then I'm that much farther ahead of the game. Because I know for a fact on this Saturday, I went up and down these stairs at least 15 times that day. Just be nice if it got credit for it. Okay, yeah, this is really sad. 9 minutes. That's what it logged. And I wonder why my diet stalled. Oh, mighty Bujo, help me. Yeah, I lost my Fitbit on Monday. Figures the day that I would have hit my goal, because I was running around like crazy. And of course, it fell off, but at least I found it. Alright, so, yeah. Eek. But, nowhere to go but up from here. So hopefully the rest of the month will be purple. Cross my fingers, right? Gratitude. Gratitude. What am I grateful for? I'm going to throw in just a couple of quick ones. DaVinci Resolve 14. It's a software I found to edit my videos. And I love it. Had a little bit of a learning curve, but I was able to get it. And there was Canva.com. Use them to make my thumbnail and hopefully my channel cover today, or maybe tomorrow. It's getting late and my brain's getting fried. The little YouTube button. Video Influencer, their channel helped me figure out a lot of this to set everything up. Most of this is done, but I don't have my information here, so I'm just going to leave it. I've actually got to pull up my game. I have no idea. I'm so far behind. Mood mandala. Those are so fun to do. Nothing for the brain dump. Okay, so that catches my things up. But I think this is enough for now. I'm going to get to editing, and I want to be in the right headspace for this, because I'm hoping to do better than I did last month with it. But we'll see. If you haven't, please go and check out my other videos. I would really appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And what's your favorite scary movie? Okay, really lame outgoing outro, whatever you call it, I know. But I am so brain dead, y'all. So, speaking of that, it's time for me to go clean the dishes, and you know what, forget it. Tonight might be the night I make it to bed at midnight. Have a great night, y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.